Hi, I'm Carrie Wilvings here in Northern England's beautiful Lake District region. I cannot wait to show you some of the area's highlights. Let's go explore. I love exploring all of the different towns and villages that dot the English countryside, and one of my favorites is right here in historic Alveston. This quaint English village has all of the charm you would come to expect from Northern England. I love wandering through its bustling main street, especially when I can spend some time at my favorite shop, Gilliam's Tea Room. This charming restaurant has been serving tea to Alveston residents since 1892 and has remained in the Gilliam family the whole time. You may come for the history, but you'll stay for the organic loose-leaf teas and homemade snacks. This is what a traditional English tea should be. Another countryside gem is the Rydal Mount House and Gardens, where walking along the stunning grounds is just the start of your experience. This idyllic Tudor cottage was actually the home of the famous English poet William Wordsworth, and many Wordsworth artifacts can be viewed inside the house. The real star of Rydal Mount, though, is the sprawling gardens. It was in these gardens that Wordsworth was inspired to write his most famous poem, Daffodils, and it's easy to see why. The grounds of Rydal Mount are dotted with not only daffodils, but flowers of all varieties and beautiful views of the lake below. As much as I love wandering through the gardens, my favorite Rydal Mount pastime is just to sit and enjoy a nice pot of tea in the garden tea room. Of course, no trip to the Lake District is complete without spending some time out on the lake. That's why we're headed to Windermere Lake Cruises, which is by far the best way to see beautiful Lake Windermere. This cruise company proudly claims to be the most popular attraction in Cumbria, and it's easy to see why. These double-decker boats are the perfect way to take you into the gorgeous scenery that surrounds England's largest lake. You can choose to enjoy your cruise in the protected lower deck, or let the wind whip through your hair on the upper deck. Either way, I think you'll agree that the magnificent views of the mountain scenery, secluded bays, and wooded islands will be a highlight of your trip. Speaking of highlights, one of my favorite things about Northern England is all of the pubs, and the Lake District is home to one of the very best. The Flying Pig has everything you would expect from a typical old-world English pub, from the cozy atmosphere to the hand-drawn real cask ales from local brewers. Yet, while the menu items may look familiar to anyone who enjoys English cuisine, executive chef Sean Stafford elevates them to a whole new level by using fresh, local ingredients and elegant presentations. Of course, the Lake District region isn't just for people who love food and scenery. One of the best parts about visiting Northern England is the incredible sense of history, and there are many opportunities to walk through it. If you're a history buff like me, then you'll love wandering through Carlisle Castle. This impressive bastion is over 900 years old and has been the scene of many of England's most significant historical episodes. I love exploring all the nooks and crannies of this impressive structure. You can just feel the history with every single step. As impressive as 900 years may seem, it's not even close to being the oldest structure in Northumberland. That honor would have to go to the Roman Vindolanda, which dates back almost 2,000 years. Walking through this active excavation site with a knowledgeable guide is almost surreal. There's even a museum where you can take a look at some of the artifacts that have been unearthed in this remarkable place. I have to say that all of this exploring can work up quite an appetite. Fortunately, Battlesteads is just down the road from the Vindolanda and has one of the best tasting menus in town. The tasting menu at Battlesteads is a completely unique experience. The restaurant at Battlesteads prides themselves on serving locally sourced produce, complemented by homegrown fruit and vegetables from Battlestead's own greenhouse behind the restaurant, giving farm to table a whole new definition. The tasting menu is as innovative as it is delicious. Best of all, Battlesteads is also a hotel situated right in the middle of one of Britain's largest dark sky parks, making it the perfect place for stargazing. Of course, while these are my favorite spots in the Lake District region, they are only a small sample of the many different things you can see and do, and one of my favorite places to visit.